Hello folks, welcome to My Bent Nickel. This is Rob, the fellow who likes to talk at his webcam. And I've decided to call these little video clips My Bent Nickel. How's that? So I want to mention one more time the name Brian Grills. He was very familiar to folks who lived in and around London. He was a musician, and his fame, or claim to fame, was busking in downtown London. In the last few months, he was seen playing at the JLC, or as it's commonly known as the Budweiser Gardens. Now, we lost Brian over a week ago to cancer, and when I was reading the article that was featured by columnist Angela Mullins of the Metro News, I recalled a conversation I had with Brian a few years ago, back in the 90s, and there are many Londoners, hundreds if not thousands of people in London who shared a similar conversation with Brian with regard to recording, a collection of his recordings. And I hope you can see that. Does that look okay there? Let's see if I can get the glare off that. It's called Brian Grills and the Brass Lip. And I'm sorry I don't have the means right now to post this online on YouTube, but I will eventually upgrade my equipment. Of course, I have to upgrade my webcam and all those sorts of things. But I want to mention that after I read the article that was featured by Angela in the Metro News, I was online and read an article that was offered through the London Free Press by reporter Dale Cruthers. So I want to thank Dale and Angela for featuring articles about our friend Brian Grills, the late Brian Grills. I recently discovered my cassette tape, thanks to my ex locating it at her place. She brought it over, and I want to mention the recording studio that Brian recorded this collection, and it was, let's see if I can look this up for you. Just bear with me. The name of the recording service was called Alpha Music Services, and for those of you who have a CD or a cassette of this collection, it does mention it right on the cassette. Alpha Music Services. Now, Brian Usher is the gentleman that owns this recording service, and I took the liberty to post an email to him recently to ask him if he had any information at all regarding the background of Brian's recording. Oops, I turned it upside down. The Brass Lip. And he wrote, "Dear Rob, here are some of the answers to the questions you posed regarding Brian Grills. Around or about 1990, Brian was referred to me by a saxophone player who was playing in my band. I am a trumpet instructor. At the time, Brian was looking for some technical guidance on the instrument. We worked on some areas of his playing that he needed to improve. It was a few years later that Brian called me again to talk about a tape that he could sell as he played downtown." And Brian Usher goes on to say, "The backing tracks were arranged and recorded by myself and my son Kevin, who is our engineer. Brian had selected the titles that he wanted to include on a recording. The total cost was under $1,000 for the studio time and tape duplication. Brian ordered at an initial $500, and later, sometime after 2001, he ordered a second duplication. I have no knowledge of the current number of tapes that he has left or where they might be found." Brian came up with the name The Brass Lip because of the physical demands of the type of playing that he was doing. Temperatures would vary from 32 degrees Celsius in the summer to minus 10 degrees Celsius in the winter. Even though he played at the Marketplace and the JLC, which is now in Budweiser Garden, he also did some playing outside of Theatre London on Richmond. We have a picture on our wall that was taken by the Free Press at the theatrical premiere. There is not much more I can tell you, as I had little contact with Brian in the last few years. I was surprised to read of his death in the paper, and I know that he will be missed as a fixture in the downtown area. Sincerely, Brian W. Usher, Alpha Music Services Incorporated. So thank you very much, Brian, for sending me that post and that little bit of information about Brian. We certainly appreciate it, and I want to pass that along to all the people that followed Brian's musical career and enjoyed his musical legacy. He will be missed by London, and again, in the future I will try to post this. If it isn't already on YouTube, I haven't had a look to see if it is. In fact, somebody may have posted this collection of songs on there already, but I'll have a look and I'll see what I can do in the future. So that's what I wanted to say for Brian, and thank you so much for all the memories. Brian, rest in peace, and my condolences, sincere condolences to your family and your friends. I would also like to mention today that I was at the Central Public Library. Now this doesn't relate to Brian. This is something totally different. Excuse me while I reach over. I've become a fan of graphic novels over the last couple of years, and at the Central Library in London on the 3rd floor, as you come off the elevators or the escalators, just past the reference desk, to your right there's a shelf of encyclopedia reference books, and on the first shelf there is a selection of graphic comics and graphic novels. And I often, when I'm in the library, I often walk up to this section and just pull a book randomly. And the first one I picked up, can you see that? Let's move it over here a bit, get rid of the glare. The Amazing True Story of a Teenage Single Mom by Katherine Arnoldi. This is absolutely amazing. I didn't expect to be entertained by this, in all fairness, but at one point, sincerely, I was almost in tears reading this. But this is a fantastic book. For those of you who are not Katherine Arnoldi fans, after you read this, you'll admire her work. I haven't had a chance to Google her name online, so I'm not sure if she's published since this came out. This was copyright published 1998, so it's been a while. But anyway, fantastic book. Fantastic. The next one, I should give you the ISBN, shouldn't I? Something that, in case you want to look it up. But Katherine Arnoldi, A-R-N for Norman, O-L-D for David, I. Katherine Arnoldi. And let's see if I can find the ISBN. There it is. ISBN. International Serial Book Number, in other words. 07868642006. Okay, that's 07868642006. Wonderful. Enjoyed that thoroughly. The next graphic novel I picked up is called The Last Man, Kimono Dragons. And the writer, for those of you who are familiar with this series, the writer is Brian K. Vaughan. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Vaughan, V-A-U-G-H-A-N. Brian K. Vaughan, or Vaughan, V-A-U-G-H-A-N. He's the writer of this, and this was, I believe, copyright 2006. I like this type of graphic novel because, you can see that okay? It features adult material in relation to mature subject matter, which I enjoy looking at with graphic novels. It touches on human sexuality in a mature way. It mentions science. It's a mystery. Fabulous. So, and then the ISBN number, what was the ISBN? The ISBN, where was that? Let's have a look, just in case you wanted to order that. ISBN. I do not see one. But anyway, The Last Man, Kimono Dragons. Perfect. Now, Harvey Pekar fans, that's P-E-K-A-R, Harvey Pekar, will be very familiar with this work. Let's see if I can get it. It's called Huntington, West Virginia, On the Fly. And this was published in 2011. I think I've read this before. I'm not sure if I read this one yet or not. But I've read some of the books from Harvey Pekar, and these are fantastic. I like the stories that I should learn to look in that camera. We're amateurs, folks, at doing this. And as you can see, this is very interesting because as I started to say, I enjoy looking at stories that involve the everyday person, the commoner, to use that expression. And as you can tell by now, I need to learn how to do these videos and pick up on my narration skills, and I certainly will promise to do that. It's on the list. What is on the list, Rob? Buying a better video recording system and a better microphone. It appears, according to the image I'm seeing here, that I'm on the space shuttle or something and things are moving along. But I'm very much on planet Earth as I record this. Not spaced out at all. I trust me. So thank you for listening. Peace and love to all of you. I hope if you're in London, stay warm, stay cozy and warm. Hopefully with somebody that you enjoy being cozy and warm with. And we'll catch up with you soon. So again, peace and love. Take care. And one more thing. The 11th annual. I almost forgot to mention it. The 11th annual London Music Awards. They're accepting nominations. So do you know a favorite disc jockey? Do you know a musician? A writer? Whoever. Nominate them. It is go to londonmusicawards.com. So we have until February 20th to post our nominations. So I know 3 people I want to post nominations for. Alright, so it's 11th Annual London Music Awards. Nominate your favorite musicians and their music industry supporters. Nominations will be complete on Wednesday, February 20th, 2013. Alright, so that's it for today. And there's the article in the Metro News about Brian, get this working right here. Am I getting this done right? There we are. Let's move it over a little bit. Busker will be sadly missed in the Metro. There we go. So I mentioned that earlier. Okay. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.